There is something sitting in your home right now that no laboratory has ever been able to replicate. No university has been able to manufacture it. No startup has been able to code it, package it, or sell it for $49.99 with free shipping. It is you and the way you talk to your baby. Most parents spend the first year of their baby's life wondering if they are doing enough. They read the reviews on developmental toys, they compare tummy time minutes, they wonder if the right mobile, the right app, the right playlist is somehow accelerating something important. That instinct comes from love, and it is completely understandable. But here is what most parents are never told, even though neuroscientists at Harvard University's Center on the Developing Child have been documenting it for over 2 decades. The single most powerful driver of healthy brain development in the first year of life is not a product at all. It is a pattern of interaction so simple that most parents are already doing it without knowing it has a name. It is called serve and return. And the reason most parents don't know about it isn't because they've been doing anything wrong. It's because the research has mostly stayed inside academic journals instead of making it into the conversations parents actually have. Picture this. Your baby is lying on a playmat, and suddenly their eyes lock onto your face. They make a sound, something between a coo and a gurgle, and their arms move. It is not a word. It is not even close to a word. But it is something. It is a serve. And when you look back at them, when you smile, when you say, "Oh yes, tell me more," in that slightly silly voice you use when no one else is around, that is the return. That exchange, that back and forth is serve and return. And in the moment it happens, your baby's brain is doing something extraordinary. Every time a serve is returned, neurons in your baby's brain fire together and begin to wire together. The pathways responsible for language, for emotional regulation, for the ability to trust and connect with other people, they are being physically built right then in that moment on the playmat. Neuroscientists call this process synaptogenesis, which simply means the brain is forming connections. And in the first year of life, your baby's brain forms up to 1 million new neural connections every single second. 1 million per second. And the primary fuel for that process is not a toy. It is your face, your voice, and your response. You don't need a perfect nursery to give your baby this. You don't need silence or a special room or a specific time of day. Every nappy change, every feed, every moment in the car when you narrate what you're passing outside the window, all of it counts. All of it is building something. Most people assume that what shapes a baby's brain in the first year is mostly genetic, that the brain arrives more or less pre-programmed, and the environment fills in the details later once the child is older and learning more obvious things like words and numbers. The research tells a very different story. In a landmark series of studies conducted by Dr. Charles Nelson at Harvard Medical School, researchers examined what happens to the developing brain when responsive interaction is reduced, not eliminated, just reduced. What they found genuinely changed how the scientific community thinks about early childhood. Even modest, consistent reductions in face-to-face responsiveness during the first year had measurable effects on how the brain organized itself, effects that showed up not just in behavior, but in the physical architecture of the brain itself. What this means for you is straightforward and deeply encouraging. You do not need to be a perfect responder. You do not need to catch every single serve. Research consistently shows that even getting it right 30% of the time, responding, missing, then repairing and reconnecting, is enough to build strong, secure neural foundations. The repair, it turns out, is just as important as the response. This is not something that belongs to only families with resources or time or a particular kind of home. A mother in a busy apartment responding to her baby between phone calls is doing the same neurological work as anyone else. The currency here is attention, and attention is something every parent already has. There's a study that child development researchers refer to again and again when they want to show, not just explain, but truly show what responsive interaction means to a baby. It was conducted in the 1970s by Dr. Edward Tronick at the University of Massachusetts, and it is called the Still Face Experiment. If you have never seen it, it is one of the most quietly powerful pieces of footage in the history of developmental psychology. The setup is simple. A mother sits facing her baby, who is somewhere between 3 and 6 months old. They interact normally, smiling, cooing, exchanging the small gestures that make up 1,000 ordinary moments in a day. The baby is fully alive in this, leaning forward, reaching out, making sounds, watching her mother's face with complete attention. Then, the researcher instructs the mother to go still. No expression, no response, just a neutral face, looking at her baby but giving nothing back. What happens next is the part that stays with you. Within seconds, the baby notices. She tries again, a bigger smile, a louder sound, a more insistent gesture. She is serving, and nothing is coming back. She tries a third, a fourth, and then, gradually, something shifts. Her shoulders drop. She turns away. Her face crumples. In under 2 minutes, without a single harsh word or frightening event, a happy and securely attached baby has moved into visible distress, simply because the person she depends on most stopped responding. The experiment ends with the mother re-engaging, and the repair is quick and tender. But the lesson is not about what went wrong. It is about what was always right. That baby knew, at 3 months old, that she was supposed to be in a conversation. She knew her serves were supposed to come back. She had already learned that from every ordinary moment her mother had given her before the camera turned on. The lesson here is not about blame. It is about how deeply your baby is already tuned to you, and how much the ordinary moments count, even when they feel like nothing at all. Here are 3 things you can begin today in the home you already have with the time you already have. Step 1. Follow the look. Whenever your baby's gaze lands on something, a shadow on the wall, your coffee cup, a sound from outside, follow it, look at what they are looking at, and name it out loud. Oh, you can hear that dog, can't you? That's a dog. You are not just filling silence, you are connecting their attention to language at the exact moment their brain is ready to receive it. That is serve and return in its purest form. Step 2. Narrate the ordinary. During nappy changes, feeds, and bath time, describe what you are doing as you do it. Now I'm putting your left arm through. There it is. There's your arm. It doesn't need to be poetic. It doesn't need to be educational. It just needs to be responsive. Your voice following what is happening in real time. Research consistently shows that this kind of live narration builds vocabulary, emotional security, and cognitive organization simultaneously. Step 3. Repair without drama. There will be moments when you miss a serve, when you're on your phone, when you're exhausted, when you simply don't notice. When you catch it, come back. Make eye contact, offer a smile or a sound. The repair itself is developmentally significant. It teaches your baby that disconnection is not permanent, that people come back, that relationships can recover. That is one of the most important things a first-year brain can learn. No app can follow your baby's gaze the way you can. No developmental toy can hear the exact sound your baby just made and respond with the warmth of someone who knows them completely. The serve and return exchange is irreplaceable precisely because it's personal. It's built from your specific voice, your specific face, your specific presence. That cannot be packaged. You are already doing more than you know. Every time you looked back, every time you smiled, every time you said something silly in a quiet room because your baby was watching and waiting, you were building a brain. Somewhere in the next few hours, your baby is going to look up at you. It might be during a feed, or mid-nappy change, or in that strange, quiet moment at 4 a.m., when the rest of the world has disappeared and it is just the two of you. They are going to look up and they are going to wait. Not because they are hungry or uncomfortable or need anything you can name. They're going to wait because you are the most interesting thing they have ever seen. And when you look back, when you smile or talk or simply let your face do what it does naturally when you look at someone you love, something will happen in their brain that no scan can fully capture and no word can fully describe. A connection will form. A pathway will open. A small, invisible piece of who they are going to become will quietly click into place. The fact that you watched this, that you searched for this, that you gave up however many minutes of your day to understand something happening inside your baby's mind, that is not a small thing. It is not what every parent does. It is what a parent does who is paying attention. And paying attention, it turns out, is the whole thing. That is what your baby has been asking for since the first day, and it is exactly what you are already giving them. If this video gave you a new way of seeing those ordinary moments, the feeds, the nappy changes, the quiet car journeys, consider subscribing to this channel. Every week, we release new videos about your baby's development, grounded in real science and written for real parents. No products to sell, no perfect parenting to perform, just research, explained warmly for the people who are up at odd hours caring about this kind of thing. If this helped you, a like goes a long way. It helps other parents, the ones who are also lying awake wondering if they are doing enough, find this content when they need it most. Until next time, keep returning the serve. It is building something that will last a lifetime.